Hey, I have something to say. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Joe Rogan's a fucking asshole, and I've been a fucking asshole too. And probably there's a lot of this going on. There's always been bad influence guys trying to convince young impressionable people that work is for suckers and you should just goof off and do what you like. But then you don't get a job. Like, people have to like contribute to society, and you can end up homeless, wifeless, childless in your 40s, and it sucks. It's better to have like a wife and kid and contribute to society. And I feel like I got screwed. Like, there's this manosphere thing where there's these few guys who made it to the top doing like their dream, and they now on these things like Joe Rogan, they make it sound like everybody can do that. And I've heard so many Joe Rogan podcasts where basically he's interviewing like the 0.0001% of people who did their dream, which was basically just fun. And then they go like, oh, like people told me like you're never gonna make any money out of this, because like most people don't make money off of this. And then like a lot of people like myself were listening to this like 0.001% of people who like made a living doing becoming a stand-up comedian or becoming like a rock star or something like that. Like, you know, maybe we all want to be rock stars, but just for every one of those rock stars or stand-up comedians like Joe Rogan and this guy, there's millions of people watching this. And I don't know, there's probably like hundreds of thousands of like temporarily embarrassed rock stars and millionaires who are just like, they're just sitting in their parents' basement, and meanwhile they could just have like a normal job and a wife and kids and like a family and a house. It's better than this shit. It's better than this shit. And I've heard so many of these, they all do the same thing. They know that there's a lot of young impressionable people watching this, and they always say the same thing. They say the same shit that you hear over and over, which is basically like, they say, dude, I'm just obsessed with this thing that I do, and so I'm just gonna do it like all day, every day. And like, that's cool for the one in a million that becomes a rock star, but it sucks for the people who like waste their life just in their parents' basement. And I'm one of those people, and I think it's like not good to listen to this. And Joe Rogan, he kind of tries to say that. He says like, you know, I just always felt like work was like not for me, and I just wanted to stick to my dream, and it worked out for me. Yeah, but it doesn't work out for like the majority. And then they also say this thing that Jim Carrey kind of said, which is like, you know, eventually you just die. They say like, you know, you could die doing something you hate, and so you might as well do what you love. They always say that too. And here they are kind of saying this kind of same shit. And I'm just saying like, this isn't good. Like, if you're kind of like sticking in your parents' basement and you're skipping like a real job and kind of favoring just having fun, if you wind up like not having your own place or being homeless or not having a wife and kids, it's not good. I'm here to tell you, like, it's better to like wife and kids and like having a life. It's important. It's important to have like dental care and like 401k and like money and stuff. It's not cool when you're fucking 46 and you have no career and no women like you and you missed wife and kids. But what's the point? I want to play this thing because they always say like the same shit. They say like, dude, I was just obsessed with this thing that was really fun and it worked out for me, but it doesn't work out for like the more. And they don't say that. They don't really care because they know that everybody's like, oh, like I wish I was like that. But for every one of these guys, there's fucking like hundreds of thousands of just losers like myself who are just like, what the fuck? Like, I listened to you guys. I did what you said. Like, how come I'm not famous? Well, because it's like statistically kind of impossible.
Won a Grammy today, we're not gonna like party for the next week. We're like, what's next? You know, right. What's next? We're not. We're on vacation and we're practicing and we're not feeling bad about it. It's a mindset that not a lot of people have, and they almost make you feel like you're doing something wrong because you're so obsessed with something.
Yeah. They're right to do that. Like, he had parents and shit. Like, yeah, he's like a 1 in a million person who became a rock star. But most parents really care about their kids. They're like, no, don't tattoo your face. No, like, don't like just play drums all day. You should like get a job. And he kind of is like the one loser who didn't become a loser. He became a rock star. But for every one of these guys, there's fucking way more. There's an ocean of people like me who is like, hey, I stuck to my dream, rock star Joe Rogan. I did what you said. I just became obsessed with this thing. and I didn't become a star. I didn't get like rich, and then you're like, oh, now I missed my life, and I'm stuck in my parents' basement, and I have no girlfriend and no family and no job, and that's way 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 more common. Actually, I just want to ask this. I want to say, I want to like, I'm trying to say like I'm trying to help you. If you're watching me, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Hey, isn't there a thing where like Joe Rogan, he'll have on some rock star person and they say like I just never felt like I was cut out for a 9 to 5 job and I just stuck to my thing, my rock music or my stand-up comedy or my artist thing and like it worked out pretty good for me. And the reason why people watch them is because they're like the 1 in a million people who it worked out for. But for every one of those 1 in a million people like Joe Rogan and Travis Barker, there's like an ocean of like thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands, possibly millions worldwide of people who like did their music, they did their they did their art, they did their you know stand-up comedy and they didn't make it. There's way more, like an ocean of losers for every one of those one winners, and they listen to those guys and they go like, hey, like I did what you said. And that's been going on since the time of Pinocchio. That's what Pinocchio was about, where they had the guy saying like, hi diddly dee, an actor's life for me. That's always been a thing. There's always been uh, just people goofing off and not working and just becoming like loser jackasses on their own pleasure island. Is that true? Yes or no? It's like that, dude. There's always been that, and your conscience tries to say, and other well-wishing people, they say like, no, you're gonna waste your life, and they're right usually. I wasted my fucking life.
Yes, that is fundamentally true.
Yes, it's fundamentally true. Sociologists call this survivorship bias. When people focus on the successful survivors of a competitive field while completely ignoring the massive graveyard, this fucking ocean of like losers who failed, creating a dangerously distorted perception of how the odds actually work. And Joe Rogan, he knows that like a lot of people like me are just listening to him for motivation. He's kind of sipping that into your ear. He's kind of like, work is for suckers. You know, you're eventually going to die. You might as well go for your dream. Keep listening to me and I'll keep you motivated. Because he knows that like there's like millions of loser basement people who are listening, like, and they're trying to become a professional video gamer. They're trying to become a professional live streamer. They're trying to become a professional stand-up comedian. They're trying to become a professional rock star. Something that gets them like sex or something. Something where it's like fun all day. And that shit's been going on from the time of Pinocchio, especially in like hard times. There's people going like, come on, work is for suckers. Just have fun. You can get money from having fun. And then there's always been whelming people like, no, you're gonna end up like in a really dark situation. And I'm in a dark situation. To which point, but they always say the same fucking shit. They say this shit.
Yeah. Well, people will make you feel like there's something wrong with you.
Oh yeah, like, and
I just finished developing the first stock trading tool of its kind, designed to help you dial up.
And it took me a while. Honestly, after I read his book, I'm like, oh, I'm not alone. There's a bunch of fucking psychopaths like me that just, I love the fucking drums. I love to make music. I could stay in the studio for 25 hours, you know? And I don't feel burnt out, and it makes me feel alive, and it's therapeutic, and I'm never content with where I'm at. I always know I have room to grow. I know there's things I can get better at. Yeah, and then there's like, you know, there's people that are very content just being like, I'm not going to get any better. I'm cool with where I'm at. I know this is kind of peak level for me. I could never think like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just how it has to be. In order for there to be outliers, there's always going to be people that just for whatever reason, never follow through, never do what they really want to do. You know, what is that Thoreau comment, the Thoreau quote? Most men live lives of quiet desperation. There's a lot of that.
See, he says shit like that. He's the devil. He's the devil. He knows that there's a bunch of people stuck in their cubicle and stuff. But there's a good life with the cubicle. I mean, like, having a house and having dental care and having, like, a wife and kids. There's so many people, like, not having kids right now because they're doing some kind of passion thing. But, like, I don't think Travis Barker would, like, just play drums all day if he made no money. I know they say that, but, like, not if he was fucking homeless. There's homeless people just... So I don't know. I know that there's like a lot of people that listen to these guys and they go, fuck it, I gotta quit this job. I'm getting the fuck out of there. I'm gonna do my dream. And then it's like, all right, congratulations, you did your dream. Now you're fucking homeless or in your dad's basement forever. Nobody wants to have sex with you. Like you have no freedom. It's kind of like really awful. But it's romantic. It's a nice idea. And I just think he knows that he knows that he's the one winner that's standing on the millions of losers. He knows that his popularity, he knows that there's millions of losers listening to him and they're working on their music, they're working on their art. He's like, just keep listening to me. I'll keep you fired up. And I've done that for years. And I'm like, Master, where's the dreams that I've been after? And he's like, ha, 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 ha. Just, you wasted all your time listening to me. I win. He's standing on the backs of all these fucking losers. And he knows that there's a lot of people listening going like, you're right. I'm just going to listen to you all day and do my... Can you substantiate that? That's my theory too, is like... And like, don't you think statistically there really are like a ton of people who are listening to somebody like Joe Rogan all day, every day? And meanwhile, they're trying to do their dream and Joe Rogan's kind of trying to fire them up, being like, hey, you just got to stick to that art thing. You just got to stick to your dream. That's what I did. And he knows that. He knows that like by telling people like, just stay fired up and stick to your dream, that a lot of people are going to listen to him all day because he kind of occupies their mind while it keeps them fired up to do that. Yeah.
Yes, that parasocial loop is a massive part of the modern media economy. When people are
He knows that, and he even alludes to this. He even kind of says some kind of shit like, he says, I admire the Mongols. You know what the Mongols used to do? They used to eat on top of the body of their victims. They used to put a tabletop on some wood and put all their conquered victims underneath them, and they used to eat atop their crushed bodies. And he's like, that's like me. I'm fucking standing on all you fucking losers, and I win, and you guys are like, hey, where's my dream? And he's like, I fucking lied to you. And that's how it fucking is.
There's a lot of people that wish they had the energy or the inspiration or the discipline or whatever it is to do the thing that they want to do, to get up and just to do something that really brings them joy, really brings them excitement, really makes them feel fulfilled.
But the world doesn't really work like that. Like the world is like an I'll scratch your back. Like if everybody thought that way, the world wouldn't work. Like when I go to the doctor and they check my temperature and they're inspecting my feet or something like that. Nobody wants to do that. That's not their passion project. When you're getting your groceries bagged or any kind of service somebody's rendering, if it's a service, they didn't like want to do that. They're doing something for society that they don't want to do, and then society does something for you that you don't want to do. Like, but you can't have like hey, I'm gonna do what I enjoy, and then other people should pay me for it. I'm gonna scratch my back, and everybody else should scratch my back too. That doesn't work. It works a little for him, I guess, but like, that's not the way society should be. I feel like the Chinese understand this, but America has this kind of stupid ethic about like just do your passion, and then somebody should pay you for it. No, it's not a service. You're not scratching society's back.
Really like ignites that creative fire inside of them, where you do something and it's done, you're like, fuck yeah. There's a lot of people that never experience fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rough life.
I feel like that's the journey. Find that, or like that quote, find something you love and figure out a way to get paid for it. Like that's great. But I think, things like that have just, especially after my accident, I'm like, yo, life is short.
And it can go at any time.
Oh, it can go any time. I've learned. I've been smacked in the face over.
They all say that shit too. They always say that. They always say, what's one? I've been doing that too. They say like, and isn't it like part of those people's games sometimes to basically constantly say like you're gonna die? Like they say that Jim Carrey quote where they say like, they say you can die doing something that you hate, so you might as well go for broke and do what you love. But like that's not really a good idea, because your life can be like lonely, poor, and childless, and no money, like basically like having a wife and kids and family. It's generally sort of very doable, better life. And like a childless basement, like lonely life where you're missing teeth and you have no dental care and you're just poor is like really bad. But like that sort of thing, like, well, you're gonna die, so you might as well go for broke. That's like a thing that those people say a lot.
Yes, that life is short, go for broke. Rhetoric is a staple of motivational entertainment, but it completely papers over the brutal physical and financial reality of total failure.
Yeah, and I'm a total failure, so I'm telling you, like, I said that too. It's stupid, and it's a pyramid. It's basically like a pyramid scheme where there's a few winners, very few winners, standing on the backs of like millions of losers. It's basically a pyramid scheme. Like it's a little like a pyramid scheme. It's a little like there's like a few winners, and they're kind of standing on the attention slash, yeah, they're standing on the attention of many losers and trying to be like, you too can be like us if you just keep listening, but they're not. And so but they're never going to tell them like, yeah, you should just like have a practical life with like a job and kids and family. That's very doable. They're going to say like, no, just, listen to me all day and have fun. And it's like Pinocchio.
That comparison hits the nail on the head. It functions structurally just like a pyramid scheme, where the entire enterprise is propped up by the attention, engagement, and desperate hope of an enormous base of people who will never see a return.
Was that like the desperate hope? Is that exacerbated by kind of desperate times? Like that Pinocchio thing was more common in the Great Depression, and it's getting more common now, right? Hucksters being like, it's hard out there, but hey, like I have this like fun thing you can do, and it might pay off big later, but it's not. And meanwhile, there's some kind of like, there's the straight and narrow road that's kind of always available to people, and that's just a better thing to go for, like statistically, and it's the people should do that to have a good life statistically. Yes or no?
Yes.
And they're going to try to say like, oh, you square, that's not cool. You should get like tattoos on your face and like just do what you love all day. There's so many fools doing that. I'm one of them, and I'm tired of it. And in this Bay Area, I'll go by like driving down the street, and there'll be some guy who's like playing a piano, and he's like a homeless guy. He's a homeless guy playing piano. And he's like, I'm doing my art and I'm going to make it. It's just like, dude, you should just get like a job. Anyway. But it's not as fun to listen to.
Over and over again, yeah, and just always feeling like, remember there's this guy named Harry Shannon that was like,